Hello students of grade 10, my name is Ms. Nisha Bamfield and welcome to another session of Office Administration. In today's lesson, we will be continuing on appointments. Let us now focus our agenda on the lesson objectives. These are to outline the procedures for canceling appointments, to explain what is involved in screening and receiving visitors, and to outline a simple building entrance screening process. Let us begin. Canceling appointments. While everybody makes plans and schedules appointments, not everything is always doable. Under certain circumstances, regardless of whether we cause them or not, we have to make changes to our plans. Part 1 of the procedures for canceling appointments is canceling the appointment politely. Contact the person the appointment is with as soon as possible. The longer the appointment is left to be canceled, the more the host or attendee is being inconvenienced. Giving plenty of notice demonstrates a sense of respect for the host or attendee's time and effort. Call to cancel the appointment personally if short notices are being given. If less than a day's notice is given, call the person the appointment is scheduled with directly. Emailing, texting, or having an employee notify them on behalf of you can come off as inconsiderate when inconveniencing the other person with last-minute changes. Part 2 of the procedures of canceling an appointment is demonstrate their valuableness. Offer a sincere apology. Even if plenty of notice was given, let the other person know sincerely that the cancellation was unavoidable. They may have given up other plans to meet and is subsequently inconvenienced by receiving a cancellation notice. A brief, simple apology is enough, like, "So sorry I can't make it," or "So sorry I can't make it work this time." Avoid using vague language or saying you might not be able to make the appointment. It's better to be straightforward and honest. Explain briefly the reason or reasons for the cancellation. If a good reason is the cause, like travel problems or a sickness, simply let them know that's why cancellation is necessary. If a less acceptable reason is the case, like forgetting about the appointment or accidentally being double booked, give a general explanation such as "something came up that I can't get out of." There's no need to go into great detail about the whys, even if you are being honest. Elaborating too much can make it seem like something is being fabricated. 1. Never say that something more important came up, or anything to that effect. 2. Don't make up excuses. Running the risk of the other person finding out you weren't honest could worsen the situation. Let them know how valuable their time is. Make sure to emphasize that appreciation is well in order, given they have scheduled the appointment with you, and that you regret having to cancel. Make it clear that their time is not unlimited and that this is recognized. This is essentially important if the other person was meeting as a favor, like a professional in the same field but with more experience. Offer to reschedule when the cancellation is made. Not only will this save the attendee the hassle of trying to reschedule later, but it also shows the other person or persons that you are still interested in the appointment. When a call is made or an email to cancel is sent, end the communication by indicating an interest to reschedule at the other person's convenience. Here's a question for you. Whether it is because of an unexpected delay, travel issue, or a schedule mix-up, Canceling plans is sometimes inevitable. True or false? If you've indicated true, that is correct. There are times when mix-up happens and travel issues are unavoidable. Now, let us focus our attention on screening and receiving visitors. 1. Make sure security protocols are implemented. 2. All checking materials are ready. 3. Meeting-specific supplies are available. 4. Common areas are clean and presentable. And 5. Refreshments are stocked. Make sure security protocols are implemented. Regardless of who is visiting, security protocols must be observed. Security officials are expected to screen visitors. If a dress code policy is in place, officials must check to ensure visitors are not in breach of what is required. For example, no sleeveless, short pants, flip-flops, or hats allowed. Conduct body scans to check for weapons or sharp objects. Validate visitors against their ID cards and the day's inventory for expected visitors. 2. Make sure all checking materials are ready. Regardless of who is expected to visit, the reception desk staff will need to have their checking tools ready for registration of all visitors. For example, if a tablet-based software is used at check-in, they'll need to make sure the tablets are charged. If a paper log is still used, they'll need a fresh signing sheet and plenty of pens. If printed visitors' ID badges are part of the check-in process, staff will need to make sure the badge printer is ready to go with ink and label paper. And finally, there should also be a plan for the front desk to be staffed at all times. 3. Make sure meeting-specific supplies are available. Next, the staff should take a look at the visitor schedule for the next several hours or days. They should note who is visiting and why, as well as any equipment that will be needed for the success of the appointment. Ask the host if necessary. For example, will a special audio-visual equipment be necessary for that group conference meeting or call? Has catering been arranged for the lunchtime roundtable discussion? And if so, has the delivery time been scheduled? 4. Make sure common areas are clean and presentable. It's even more important that your office be clean and clutter-free when visitors are coming through your office. Check potential problems areas and tidy up if necessary. It may even be worth sending a group email to remind employees of the importance of cleaning up after themselves whenever guests are expected or present. And 5. Make sure refreshments are stocked. There may already be an office procedure in place for keeping break room supplies stocked. But the morning an important visitor arrives is not the morning to realize that break room is all out of coffee. A basic check on supplies before visitors arrive means ensuring all guests are as comfortable as possible. Screening and receiving visitors. 2. Make sure to pre-register upcoming visitors. 2. Send welcome information. 3. Keep the big picture in mind. 4. Check for safety, security, and compliance updates. 5. Review staff procedures for hosting visitors. And 6. Review the office aesthetics. Part 3. Building entrance screening process. Upon entering the building each day, employees and visitors must complete the following screening process. Here is a simple screening procedure for employees and visitors who come to a building every day. 1. Employees and visitors must remove all clothing covering their faces as they enter the building and throughout the screening process. 2. Employees and visitors must enter the building through the front door, and during this COVID season as we are in, sanitize their hands upon entry. 3. Upon building entry, all employees must produce their ID badges, and visitors must register with the receptionist and uplift a visitor's badge. 4. All employees and visitors must have their temperature screened by a designated staff member. Remember, we are in the COVID season. During this COVID season, A. If the individual's temperature is 100 degrees Fahrenheit or above, the individual should step aside and away from others. Employees should and visitors may complete another temperature check in 1 to 5 minutes. If the second temperature reading is at or above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, the individual must leave the building immediately. B. In addition to leaving the building immediately, employees who are presented with fever should notify their superiors, monitor their symptoms, and contact their health care provider to determine if COVID-19 testing is recommended. Additionally, during this COVID season, before proceeding further into the building, employees and visitors must complete a health screening for COVID-19 or other symptoms. 1. Employees and visitors must review the ACPS facilities COVID-19 screening for employees and visitors, including a list of symptoms and conditions, and signify by writing their name and initials on the screening check-in form for employees and visitors that they are free of COVID-19 symptoms not attributable to another condition such as allergies or exercises, etc. 2. A designated staff member will facilitate the ACPS facilities COVID-19 screening for employees and visitors. And 3. If any employee or visitor answers yes to any screening question, they should follow the what to do next instructions. Here is another question for you. The tablet-based something makes it easy to schedule visits, create customized check-in procedures, and send automated alerts to hosts when their visitors arrive. A. Web meeting software. B. Web connected software. C. Web network software. And D. Web media software. If you've indicated B, that is correct. The tablet-based web-connected software makes it easy to schedule visits, create customized check-in procedures, and send automated alerts to hosts when their visitors arrive. Students, we have come to the end of today's lesson on appointments part 2. Here is your lesson activity for today that you are to complete in your notebooks. A. As a receptionist of a marketing firm, create a simple visitors login system that must be used when visitors arrive. B. In no more than 75 words, explain why this process is very vital for the organization. Students, I want to thank you for paying rapt attention and thank you for having me. My name is Ms. Nisha Bamfield. See you next time.